Welcome back. Today we will be seeing Alireza versus Praggnanandhaa, and the game starts with d4, d5, c4, e6, and few move down. We have the semi-Slav defense where e3 is the main line, bishop g5 is another one. We have bishop g5 here, and you can be more chaotic with d takes c4 and get a very sharp game. But in the game we have knight bd7 and c takes d5, e takes d5. We get this Carlsbad structure now, where this bishop is a problem piece for now. Usually it wants to come to f5, and e3 comes, and after h6, black tries to solve the position by some concrete manners, but why white insists on that regardless of what you do, the bishop will not get on f5. So we have knight takes, h takes, and these structures have made up this thing that black will not castle on the king side because of the open h file. So both sides will try to castle on the queen side. So we have bishop g7, queen c2, and few moves down, some developing moves comes, and always it's a good idea to put your king on b1 whenever you are on long castle. And after queen e7, black prefers long castle as well. And after rook c1, rook d8, and knight a4. So what will happen is that Alireza is a complete genius in this game. He will trade off all of the pieces except this bishop on g7, and then the textbook knight versus bishop play will happen. So we have king b8, knight c5, and after rook c8, we just start to shuffle the pieces around. Some maneuvering happens, and after knight d7, he just takes. He's happy with that because his plan is to play against this bad bishop 4 now. And after h5, queen c2 comes, takes. Again, the same idea. He wants to trade off these bishops so that he can play against this bishop that won't be that impressive. And I don't know why. Like maybe here Prag had to see this bishop e7 resource because white knight will try to get active by either maybe around here or around on c5 square or on f4 square, and all of these squares can be covered once a bishop comes on d6. So but he goes king c5, rook c5, and after h3, I think even here now it's a bit problematic because rook f5 can come and you can try to tease these pawns, like now bishop e7, rook e5, and rook f5 things can happen. So that's why I'm now h3 here, and then takes rook to f5, and rook d6 comes. You do not gain much by going bishop d8 as well because this rook will always be pinned to the pawn. He missed the chance of bishop e7, and few moves down, white just puts the rook on the active file because the rook wasn't doing much on c file, and then he will slowly but surely improve this knight as well, attacking the weakness first, and after that the knight is getting improved, and after rook h6, soon these trades, he's fine with all the trades because he is going to play against his bishop, and because the position is fairly closed, not much open, so the knight will easily trap against this bishop. So c5 comes. c5 was a necessity because if you had not gone c5, then knight c3 will come. So c5, and then at this point it's a clear masterpiece that Fuja's strategy has prevailed, and this bishop will find it very difficult to get active while there is a weakness on e4, and it's a light square pawn, so black is not surviving this one for sure. And after some more moves, we have knight takes e4. Now white has officially won a pawn, and he is with the pass pawn as well. So, and then there is a weakness on c5 and g5. So it's only a matter of technique now for these top players. And we first bring our king to the center, and later on play b3 as well, so that there will be no c4 advance. And after bishop e7, we have with g1 check, some more moves laid down, but this rook is coming up here to cut the king from ever coming to b4, and after rook d8, rook e4, the king goes back to defend the b3 pawn, and Black is trying to attack f2, but it's not much, just a check. And after that, f3 comes. The point being, if you take with the rook, then there is this knight e5 trick. It's always good to find tricks whenever you are trying to convert, because these small tactics are something that makes your position somewhat more stable and gives your opponent time to go wrong as well. So rook h6 comes, and after knight e2, king comes up here, threatening mate in one, and after rook a4, rook h4, we have f4, and it was in this position that Prag resigned, because there is no defense to this mate. Like, you can try c4, but I mean that will be a one another pawn. So black said, "I have seen enough. Let's call it a day."